midlife is such a beautiful time for women. It's an opportunity for them to really explore who they are and who they want to be, and really pull out things within them that have been there the whole time. You know, they really want to kind of raise their vibrations. I want them to be vibrant, intuitive, beautiful, and I want them to emerge into the woman that we all want to be. That's it. I want women to vibe. When I was in my 40s and 50s, I know I was feeling kind of stuck. It took me a while to get the courage to be able to break out to what it was I really wanted to do.
But what if you have the support and the kind of program to help you achieve those goals and to feel more well in your body and your spirit, and to really move forward in a way that you're loving midlife? Well, that's what the V.I.B.E series is all about. This is my V.I.B.E team of experts, Naomi Hollbrook, who is the V.I.B.E emotions expert.
Helping women with all aspects of emotional and mental well-being, whether it comes from anxiety, depression that they've had in life, all those things that we just deal with on a day-to-day basis.
And Dr. Shelley, she's the expert for V.I.B.E living.
Experiencing who you are, learning the tools, the techniques that are necessary so that you can create a life that you truly love.
And Jessica, she is the expert for V.I.B.E moving.
It's about learning how to find those movements that we love, that we can easily do and integrate into our lives, you know, to just keep our energy going.
I have this vision when I first started this whole journey 12 years ago. And even though it's changed in terms of the colors and the logos and things like that, the messaging is still the same. And that is being well in our mind, body, and spirit, using holistic practices, fitness, nutrition, and spiritual renewal. I'm excited about all three programs. And there's nothing more exciting than working with women who are really committed to the idea of taking us to another level. Join us. Hello, everybody. Wow. We've made it 7 days in a row full of information from the V.I.B.E series program. I am so excited that this is the last day of the program. I'm excited about it because I get a chance to share this platform with all the V.I.B.E experts, women who I've come to know and love, who are wanting to speak into your life about all things that are V.I.B E. And for some of you who are new, because we are streaming live to the Wellness Woman 40 and Beyond group. We're streaming live to YouTube, and we're also streaming live right now to Clubhouse. I'm watching to see who's saying what, but I want everybody to be familiar with what this mission is and what we're doing. Ladies in the Wellness Woman 40 and Beyond group, and all those other groups that might be seeing this live, if you don't belong to the V.I.B.E series group, you want to belong to it today. So go ahead in your Facebook group, in the URL on Facebook. For those of you who aren't on Facebook, go ahead and put in there V.I.B.E series group and join our group today so that you can continue to find out more information about the V.I.B.E series program. You'll get a chance to get live stream, brand new, fresh information from our program to familiarize you with the whole component of what V.I.B.E is all about. Now, V.I.B E is an acronym, something that, I kind of got about 18 months ago, and I created, first of all, a podcast called V.I.B.E Living. It's grown since that time, and now we actually have a program called the V.I.B E series program. And V.I.B E stands for being vibrant, intuitive, beautiful, and emerged. And what I really am excited about this is that this is an opportunity for midlifers in particular who are needing a little oomph in their life, whether it's leading a little bit of clarity in their mind, maybe moving in their bodies and not being as sedentary as we have been, or perhaps it's someone that really is ready to dig deeper and have that inner beauty radiate out, and you really want to emerge into the woman that you know you can be. You just need a little bit of help. And that is hopefully what our group of V.I.B.E experts will provide for you. Over the last 7 days, we have had some wonderful information. And just to recap some of the things that we've talked about slowing down so you can get more done. And that comes from the V.I.B E Living program. We've talked about you're strengthening your core, and had a great Pilates workout. And I also talked about nutrition and the things you can do to get stronger in your body. And that came from the V.I.B.E moving program. We also talked about moving through the feelings of anxiety and overwhelm. And that came from V.I.B.E Emotions. And then on Thursday, we got a chance to chat about nutrition when it comes to protecting your joints. And we did a workout that was fantastic for low impact and effective cardio hit. Then on Friday, we were back with the V.I.B.E Living program, and we talked about manifesting a life that you love and the kinds of things you can do from a holistic perspective to get clear and well enough to really leverage how to manifest. On Saturday, which was yesterday, we had a great time. We were talking about, from the V.I.B.E Emotions program, quieting the inner critic and healing that negative self-talk that we sometimes do, especially in midlife. And so that brings us to today. Today, we are finally getting a chance to come all together to speak with you and to answer your questions about some of the things we talked about. So I'm going to open up the floor, so to speak, and I would love to hear from all of you what some of your questions were, or what some of your comments might have been, or what have you learned? What were some of your key takeaways? And while you're thinking about that and bringing thinking back what you might have learned, I want to bring up my V.I.B.E experts. Let's see. Jessica Monarch, hi, she's from V.I.B.E Moving, and we have Naomi Hollbrook, she is a V.I.B.E expert for V.I.B.E Emotions, and Dr. Shelley Niccolo, she is
Hi.
V.I.B.E Living. Welcome, ladies. Hello.
Hi. Good to see everybody.
It's great to see all of you together like this. This is wonderful. Yeah.
Like the grand finale.
Yeah, well, it pretty much is. It
love
pretty
it.
much is. I would love to hear from all of you, maybe some of the things that you have learned just by doing this, and what are some of the key takeaways that you would like people to have. But first, I want to kind of go through each program so everybody kind of knows what it's about if this is their first time actually seeing this. So we're going to talk first about V.I.B.E Moving. So let's hold on a second. We're going to do a quick short about what V.I.B.E Moving is all about.
I hope that you guys have enjoyed the movement and
cardio, Pilates, yoga,
fitness and health tips and nutrition tips.
all of that is in this program. So Jessica, do you think they'll see some kind of a change in 6 weeks?
Absolutely.
Okay, Jessica, we had so much fun putting that program together. Tell us about the program and what it is that you've learned and what you want people to take away from the program.
Absolutely. So V.I.B.E Moving program is comprised of 6 different sessions of movement sessions combined with nutrition sessions that we've combined to complement each other. And it's really about learning how to connect to our bodies in a more, I guess, in a more integrative way, and learning how to bring movement into our life in fun ways, in effective ways, that can be, just like 10 minutes here or 5 minutes there. And also, one thing that I'm very passionate about is helping people to connect to their core strength. Because as we age, that is something that we absolutely have to continue to be mindful of, because it's really easy to lose our pelvic floor muscles and our core muscles as we age. As we know, it's harder to keep ourselves fit and in shape. So it's something that has to become a practice, a consistent practice in our lives, so that we continue to build just continue to have strength and connection in our bodies as we age, so that we're still feeling vibrant and able to do the things that we love to do and feeling connected to our bodies. So the V.I.B.E Moving program has 6 different movement sessions that comprise of pelvic floor connection, core stabilizing exercises, teaching you how to create your own fun HIIT cardio workout. We're going to go over stretching techniques and how to make sure you're relieving cramps. And also, one of my favorites is fun ways to throw movement in
Yes, I like that
your
too.
day. So that's going to be a really fun one to just I always say, when I'm just standing there waiting for my toast or something, I might do a few squats or things like that. So
I love that.
Talking about that. So that's the movement part of V.I.B E Moving. And I'm really excited. And I think the biggest part is understanding the importance of staying connected with our bodies and strengthening our pelvic floor, that becomes a continual practice as we age.
Okay, fantastic. Now, a couple of things about the program. It's 6 sessions that you will be getting on demand into your email box, but we also have 2 group coaching sessions. And I have a question for you. Somebody had mentioned to me, well, I don't know if this is for me because I'm older, and it seems like this is really for women who are in their 40s and 50s. Now, I already know that's not the case, but what would you say to someone who has a hesitation that they really don't think they can do this because maybe they're in their late 60s or maybe my age, I'm 63 or whatever? What would you say to that?
I would say that it's so much, it's not about age at all. That these are movements and exercises and things that we can do at any age, at any stage, at any level of fitness. Now, as a Pilates instructor, I worked with men and women from all different age groups, from all ranges of fitness levels and, physical kinds of issues. And what I have found is that these simple movements, low impact, that's what I love about this work. It's low impact, but it's effective. And you can do it at your level. You'll be able to take what I give you and I teach you and take it into integrating into your life in a way that works for you. And it absolutely can be done at any age and should be done at any age.
And the other thing too is during the group coaching programs, we can always talk about modification. You can always modify. The whole idea is to get you moving. And instead of finding reasons why you can't move, find some reasons why you can move. And then what I do is I provide information about nutrition that will help to fortify your joints, help to strengthen your core, help to basically get you stronger and have more energy to be able to do the movement. In fact, we have a question here from someone. They're asking, how do you ladies find this seemingly endless energy?
That's a great question.
I don't know.
We just know how to show up. We just show up and be gone.
Yeah, that is such a interesting question because people ask me that all the time because I'm 63. I'll be 64 in a couple of months. But the reality is that I think so much of it has to do with your goals and objectives. And making up your mind that you want to make a change in your life and that you're so passionate about making that change that you do what's necessary. And that's not to say that you're not going to feel tired, that you're not going to feel sore, that you're not going to feel like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. But if you can just push yourself just a little. And then one great thing about working with all of us in these programs is that we're there to support you. That's what coaches do, to help you get to the other side. Because sometimes you think, okay, I can find this on YouTube, I can find this whatever, but there's no one there to say, oh, come on, let's do the next one, or, to push you, and give you that extra push. And sometimes that's what we need, especially in midlife, because there's so many reasons why maybe we won't want to do it. But we can help you come up with reasons why you will want to do it and why you should do it. So,
finding ways that it works for you. That's what I love. Is like, I want my exercise, my movement to feel fun. I want it to be what I enjoy. And so I stopped trying to do what other people do and try to be more like that. I've learned how to find, what works for me and what's fun. And so this is part of what we teach, is knowing that movement can be fun and you can enjoy it. And the more that you are focused on your health and your well-being and your movement, actually the more energy that you have, right? And the better you sleep at night. So it all comes together.
And to find out more about the program, just go to the V.I.B.E.wellnesswoman.com, V.I.B.E.wellnesswoman.com. But you want to stick with us towards the end, all the way through this question and answer period, because we have something very special we want to offer you. So just stick to it, and we're going to be right back. But right now, I want to talk a little bit about the next program that we're going to be looking at.
Everybody is trying to manage.
Women seem to go through an awakening.
Depression, there's a lot of that going on. Anxiety, some people don't have a name for it. They don't know what it is they're feeling.
it doesn't matter whether you're a career woman and a professional, a housewife and a mother, or whatever. I think that this program potentially is for pretty much all women.
You. It's interesting doing these controls. Hey, Naomi, how are you?
Hi, Lynnis. I'm good. How are
Yeah,
you?
you know, every time I look at that video, I just think about how many of us are actually feel that way from time to time, given all the things that are going on right now, all the things that are on our plate. And sometimes it can just be overwhelming to move past that. And sometimes you just need that extra little umph. What is it that you want people to know and to walk away from when it comes with to the V.I.B.E Emotions program?
Yeah, I think the biggest sort of key thing from this week has been opening up that conversation. And you know, you and I have not alongside this obviously have had some other very candid and honest conversations with other women in different business groups. And I think what it's really shown is opening that conversation and knowing that you're not alone is absolutely key. But you've got to do something with that. You can't just having the knowledge and understanding it isn't enough. It's moving it forward. It's taking it to the next place. It's really sort of being equipped and having those tools and learning that. So I think that's absolutely key. And I know obviously in our V.I.B.E Emotions program, it's an 8-week program, 8 sessions. We're not just going to give you the tools, we're going to give you the skills, we're going to help you to shift your mindset, because it's like anything in life. You can have all these tools given to you, but if you don't utilize them or you don't have the right mindset to take them forward, then there's no real sort of quality in there, or no way of moving forward. So, you know, this week we've talked about depression, we've talked about anxiety, we've talked about anxious thoughts, we've talked about imposter syndrome, not feeling good enough. And look at how many women have nodded their heads and agreed with us and said yes. And, you know, like I say, we've had a fantastic 7 days, been absolutely amazing. And I think we've given so much value and had so much great response from it.
Yes.
But what does the reality look like tomorrow? You go back to your everyday life and you may take a few little bits from this, but we know that unless you practice something day in, day out, like we have done, you know, with our own wellness journeys, unless you practice it day in, day out, and you have that accountability and that support, you just go back and revert to where you were before.
You're absolutely right. And, you know, I wanted to stress something else out, because we have been together on Clubhouse. And of course, we've done the live here, we've done the podcast, we've done a lot to get the word out and to just let people know that, you know, there is help out there, whatever you choose. You do not have to go through this alone. But one of the things that's really interesting is how all of us are juggling our emotions and how we have a tendency to push it back until finally something happens. There is some kind of epiphany, and then it just comes all falling out. And then what do you do with that when it comes all falling out? Or what do you do with what do you do when you feel like you're almost there but it hasn't happened yet? You know, just recently I put together a poll in the Wellness Women group, and there's only almost 6,200 women in that group. And I asked them to prioritize, you know, what things are you most concerned about, or what things you want to learn about. And I think I had like 10 different choices on there. And the number one choice was stress and anxiety by far. So we know that we need this program. We know that we need the help. I wanted to ask you a question that I got from, this is from the YouTube. What's the difference between having anxiety and worrying a lot?
Okay, yeah, that's a really interesting question.
That is a good question, yeah.
Interesting question. And what I would say is, with all emotions, there is no black and white line. So I would say that you can have anxious thoughts that turn into worrying, that turn into anxiety. So in some ways, I wouldn't say that there is a definitive line. I would say that it depends on, if you're worrying and you're having heart palpitations, that is more than just worrying. But if you're anxious, as in your mind is just thinking about things it doesn't need to, then actually maybe that's more sort of on the worrying side. So again, it's hard to say something like that until you really get down to the root of the problem, and really, really sort of understand. But I don't know if you would add anything different.
I would say that worry and anxiety kind of has a symbiotic relationship. Anxiety, you begin to feel it in your body. Anxiety you begin to feel it in your, digestive issues and, heart palpitations. Some people even have anxiety to the point of panic attacks. Worrying is a nagging in the back of your mind. I'm worried about it. But anxiety, after a while, you begin to feel that way, even when you're not thinking about whatever it is that's bothering you. And I would also say that worry definitely is not good for your wellness, but anxiety can make you sick over time. That's why it's so important to approach anything around our emotions from a mind, body, spirit perspective, which is what we do. Because in this program, we're going to be talking about the different components of the imposter syndrome, stress, anxiety, and I'm leaving one out.
Depression.
Right. But we're also going to be talking about the things you can do with your body. I'll be talking about movement and things that can help get those feel-good hormones going. And I will also be talking about other holistic practices that can be helpful, essential oils, taking a look at your diet and nutrition. So we're going to take a holistic approach to begin to get you to dig deeper to find out, what's going to help you to feel better. And, the other thing about this program is that this is kind of like the beginning of your journey. I found that I learned and did a lot of things because I had an anxiety disorder. I had to do a lot of things to get to where I am today. It was an ongoing journey. I'm still on that journey. And that's what's so beautiful about continuing to learn and trying different things to see what resonates with you. And what we want to do is introduce you to some of those things to help you to make some decisions about other things you want to do as you move along your journey to total wellness for your mind, body, and spirit. I'm so excited about working with you. I'm very excited about that, Naomi. Is there anything in particular you want to say to the ladies before we go on?
There's only one thing. Your last, the question that came up a minute ago, was it on Facebook or was it YouTube? I can't remember.
YouTube.
The one that was asked to Jessica about how
energy.
Yeah.
Yes, Facebook energy. Yes.
Well, how have we got this energy? Because we're living the V.I.B.E lifestyle. Okay,
I received that.
It's how we've done 7 days plus clubhouses plus our other lives plus our other clients, because we live and breathe it, and it hasn't always been that way. So I know that, I neglected my emotional well-being, my physical well-being, my mental well-being, and like Lynnis said, at one point it does all fall apart. But if you have the tools and the skills and everything, I guess the thing is, we've learned the hard way. We got to that absolute rock bottom. We had breakdowns, we had anxiety attacks, we were diagnosed with depression, all those sorts of things.
Yep.
Preventative is always better than cure.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, Naomi. You're absolutely right. I'm going to bring it back in a second, but we're going to talk about next the other program that is near and dear to my heart that really started this whole thing of V.I.B.E and having a program that's comprehensive, something for everyone. First, I'm going to kind of give you a little peek of what it would be like to work with me and Dr. Shelley. We want you to get an idea of what it would be like to work with us and what it would be like to be vibrant, intuitive, beautiful, and emerge.
So, where to begin?
It feels good to take care of you, to do the things that honor your temple.
It's a very simple exercise.
There's so many other things that we can do other than popping a pharmaceutical.
Close your eyes and start to take deep, connected breath.
When you're eating well, when you're taking care of your body, that facilitates your ability to change other behavioral habits at all.
And exhaling through your mouth.
Any kind of change that's going to be lasting is a lifestyle change.
It's essential for us as women to be able to heal our lives, to be models for others.
So you got to get like all of you together and not just part of you together. Hello, Dr. Shelley.
Hi, Lynnis. Hi, everybody.
Welcome back. It's so wonderful to see you today with all the other Vibe experts. I'm so excited about Vibe Living. I think that it really is designed for people who are ready to go deeper and to really learn a skill that's going to help rid them of that ongoing drain that happens when you're just not connecting with yourself and when you don't know how to leverage your energies. So tell us, what is maybe one of the key takeaways that you want people to learn about being able to, for lack of a better word, manipulate their energy or harness their energy, I guess you could say?
It's so essential for us to be able to use all of our power as people, our physical, mental, emotional, spirit, all of it, all of our energy, and to be able to include ourselves in our lives. We're so good as women at taking care of everybody else, and we're brilliant at it. But sometimes at the end of the day, if we really were to check off our to-do list, perhaps we don't feel fully satisfied. And discovering who we are, what our lives really are about, being able to focus with our power effectively in the world and to manifest the kind of life that we all really dream of, but don't know sometimes what to do about. That's what Vibe Living is all about. To be able to really be powerful in your own life and experience your total self, your whole self, your vibrant self, just like you speak about.
I've worked with Dr. Shelley now for almost a year in learning how to harness. I like to use the word harness my energy because I can be all over the place, even knowing because that's my personality. But in terms of having so many negative thoughts about myself and negative thoughts about my situation and just negativity and not knowing where that came from, not knowing the causation and being able to do the exercise to dig deep and pull that forward, learning how to use some of the wording from the program to learn how to drop into the child and to feel emotions as a child. That's a very powerful thing to learn and something that you really get to know yourself in a much deeper way. And that begins to help you to repair and to grow from the cellular level. So it's definitely an opportunity to get to know yourself in a different way. Some people would say what you do is energy healing, and that might be more familiar with other people. But I think this program is so much more than that because we take a holistic approach to that. We just don't teach you about energy. We also teach you about overall wellness. Once again, I'm back with all my nutrition tips, my movement tips, and other things that are going to help facilitate even a better outcome when you learn the skill of how to manipulate and harness your energy in a way that serves you and in a way that really gives you a life that you love.
Absolutely. Very important. And it's the source of everything in our lives. So when we learn how to really let go that deeply and to be able to use our power that clearly, then we're unstoppable. We can produce anything that we really want to have in our personal and professional lives. It's a matter of choosing, making the commitment and then actually using the right techniques and methods and practicing properly so that you really do have incredible results. And that's what we teach in the V.I.B.E Living series.
I have a question from YouTube. I'm not quite sure I do know what they're asking, but they might be surprised at the answer. They're saying, why is this breathing thing so important?
Very, very good question.
Why else is breathing important? I was like, well, if you don't breathe, you're going to die. But I think he means, why is it important to the program?
Actually, it's very important in life because most of us, if you notice yourself, if you observe yourself as you're living your life, you'll notice that most of us actually hold on to our breath, particularly when we're in the middle of something that's uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And what we might be doing is actually having very shallow breaths that start at the top of our chest And so we're not using what happens with the breath is it supports you and not only your focus, but your clarity in your body, your ability to produce results, to feel good in your skin. And the breath is the catalyst for actually learning how to slow down, because most of us are so fast at everything we're doing and we're pushing all the time. You know how it feels because we all do it, right?
Yes, yeah, that's why Alexa just got to trying to push me to ask me if I was going to walk. I was like, oh my God, I feel like stress. But yeah, you're absolutely right. We push ourselves to perform. We push ourselves to get the kind of outcome we want. I learned and I saw it happen in my life just this past Friday. I don't know when you all will be listening to this, but I can tell you that 2 days before this broadcast, I really saw the results of working with Dr. Shelley, because I was really doing less to get more. I had arrived at a point where there wasn't anything else I could do. I mean, I could have pushed it, but I thought, you know what, I'm not going to do that. I felt comfortable enough based upon studying with Dr. Shelley to just kind of let it go and focus on something else. Now, for someone that used to have an anxiety disorder, that would be unheard of. I'd be biting my nails, rocking back and forth in a corner, probably emotional eating, doing whatever I could not to feel like that. But instead, yeah, I had some anxiety and I felt it for a little while. And then I said, okay, I'm going to go do something else because I've done everything that I can do. I'm just going to leave it because I've already done what I'm supposed to do. And now it's going to happen. It's just going to happen, just maybe not in my time, but whenever it does, it will happen in the right time. And as soon as I said that, within an hour or two, that's where that all of a sudden there it was, and it looked different than what I thought it was going to look like too.
You're talking about getting out of your own way.
Right.
And you're also talking about letting go of the control, because the greater that you are letting go, the more clear you are in what you're wanting to manifest, and letting go of whatever stops you and holds you back, as you did. You just allowed it to be there for a little while and then released it energetically in your body, because you know how to do that. So we teach that step by step in the V.I.B.E Living series, so that nothing really stops you anymore. There's no reason for it. It's an experience that's in the memory system. It's probably something that you've done over and over again, have been unconscious to some extent, don't know why, or maybe you do think that you know why, but somehow you never let it go.
Right.
So in the energetics, you can let it go completely, physically, mentally, emotionally, actually changing the neurological pathways in the brain and creating new experiences for your life, so you're not going through those old ways of operating.
It's interesting because, and I want to bring back our experts, Naomi and Jessica as well. By the time we hit midlife, we have experienced so much. We've gone through quite a bit, and we have quite a bit of baggage that we develop, whether it's the physical baggage of extra 20 pounds that we didn't have, 20 years ago, or, these thought patterns that tell us that we're not good enough, or just from an energetic perspective, knowing that there's something that's wrong, that's very deep, we can't quite bring it up. We all have all of this, and I'm asking this to all of you, and then you guys we'll start with Jessica. If you were, let's say, 10 years old, what would you tell your 10-year-old child that you would think would be valuable for them when they got to their 20s and 30s and 40s in terms of how to live their life? Jessica, okay, Jessica,
Honestly, the very first thing that came to my mind when you asked that was to say, you are perfect just the way you are. Your body is beautiful, and just choose to be healthy because you love your body, not because you hate it. That would be my advice.
I love that. That kind of reminds me of what I tell my clients sometimes. It's not what you look like, it's what your health is like. Yeah, I love that. Naomi, what about you? What would your 10-year-old self say to your future older self?
I'd like to give my 10-year-old self a whole book to learn in advance. But aside from that, I would say follow your heart. I think on everything in life, on what you choose, you know, how you are with people, how you are with your chosen career, all those things, I would say follow your heart and don't listen to all the other people around you.
Dr. Shelley, what about you?
I would say to the child to always remember to be joyful, to have fun, and to honor your sensitivity as a child, because the child in me always did have great sensitivity, and to not avoid it, to always use it, discover how to use it to be really, having a great life.
I love that too. I do. I think my 10-year-old child, what I would say to her is, it's not that serious. This too shall pass. Okay? Not everything is going to be a hero.
Yes. Yes.
You're going to survive everything until you don't. So therefore, don't take it so seriously. It's not the end of the world. It's the end of maybe one particular phase of life, but it's the beginning of something else. I think sometimes we take this whole thing so seriously. And and yes, life can be serious, but life can be just as joyful as well.
Yeah.
So, and you all pointed out to that. You all said that we need to have more joy and more fun. And that's what I've had with all of you guys, working with you all. You guys. It's been a lot of fun. I've learned so much about myself, and I am forever grateful for you all saying yes to me and working with me on this program, because it's added a dimension to my life that I didn't have. And that's what I want women who participate in this program to feel. I want you to have an added dimension in your life that you didn't have before. Something that becomes a part of your DNA, something that becomes a part of who you are as a midlife woman. And the reason why I did it for midlife is because, quite frankly, in the media and or just day to day, you see so much about, the 20-somethings, the 30-somethings, and even though there's a more awareness of the whole midlife woman, more and more people are becoming aware. You can never do too much, I think, of a midlife woman, because we carry so much. We're playing so many roles. Many times at midlife, not only are we in some cases still raising our children, but we're still getting ready to go into the menopausal stage. Have marriages that may have been lasted for a while. Either we're happy with them or ready to get rid of them. And then we have careers and maybe we're growing in them, or all of a sudden we're feeling like something's missing. Our relationships with our girlfriends are beginning to change because different interests and their lifestyles are changing. It is a period of change. It's a period of transition. And you need support during that time. It's definitely not something that you should make the journey by yourself. Someone said, does happiness breed success or success breed happiness? Okay.
I think happiness breeds success, because it all comes down to what energy are we putting out and what are we bringing into our lives. And when we're from a place of following our hearts, as Naomi said, and following our yes and living from a place of joy, success just comes in like it'll just rain down on you.
I agree with you. I was very, very successful in corporate America, but I was not happy. And it also depends on what you define as success. My definition of success has changed. It's not just about money. Of course, you need money to survive and everything else. But if I were to do it based upon just money, then I would say that I haven't been successful. I have been successful in terms of money the last couple of years, but the first 10 of this journey was really all about my growth. And yet, and still, while I was growing, I felt a sense of joy because I was pursuing my passion. I was learning to be obedient to that inner voice that was telling me, this is the way, walk that way. Instead of doing what I thought I was supposed to do based upon societal norms and what my parents said and what my friends expected and all the other junk that goes into your mind that really isn't what serves you. I would venture to say that all of us have something within us that we know we want to pursue, that we know we're passionate about, that we know just lights us up. But sometimes we think, but no, I can't do that because I have to take care of my kids, or I have the job, or my husband, all these other reasons. But I'm here to tell you that should not make the reason you don't. that should be the reason why you should,
Mhm.
so that you can continue being there for everyone else. You need to feed into yourself, you need to pour into yourself. Dr. Shelley, what do you think about that? Does happiness breed success, or does success breed happiness?
Exactly what Jessica said. There's no other way. You create the success out of being centered, being clear, being open, experiencing the joy for your life. That's, for me, how it works.
Mhm.
And that's how I've trained others over the years.
Yes, and I agree with you. I think that's right. Naomi, what do you have to say about it?
Yeah, I mean, what the three of you have just said amalgamated is absolutely spot on. And I think, certainly from personal experience, like yourself, Lynnis, I had great success in my career. That's at the time, that's what I thought success was. I thought success was as an independent woman, owning my own house, owning my own car, having that successful career. But then I think when you get to that stage, when you start to realize that actually that isn't success, it's monetary success, it might be egotistical success, but real success is, I guess, that, like they say, waking up, with a purpose every morning, going to bed every night, dreaming of what you've sort of done. So yeah, I completely agree. Success it's different to everybody, but I think for a really holistic and whole life, it's about how you feel and how you are as a person.
Mhm.
I think another thing too, in midlife, you begin to realize that the success isn't necessarily what defines you. It's a component of who you are, but it's not all of who you are. And what we want to do is to help you address that point of view, that part of you that you want to bring up, that you want to develop, that you want to embellish and enhance in order for you to vibe. I really do think that this program will give you vibrancy. It will definitely help improve your intuition. It definitely digs deep to help you find that inner beauty so that it will radiate out, and it does help you to emerge into a total woman. And that's why I'm so excited about the V.I.B.E program. Now, we have something really great for all of you. In fact, I hope I have, you know what? I wrote down the times and I don't see it. Anyway.
Oh,
Yeah. We would like you to go to www.vibewellnesswoman.com, and there you will find more information about each one of these programs. And then right now until I believe it's 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 6 o'clock Central Standard Time, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and 12 o'clock midnight in the UK. Okay, until that time. Oh my goodness, I remember all of that because of the nutrition.
she's good.
If you want to think like that at 64, you need to take this course. Anyway, you have until that time, and you will get a 10% discount on all these different services that we are providing. Go to the website, find out more about it, make a discovery call appointment with us. The link is there, or DM us in Messenger to find out more. But we want everyone who is seeing this right now, and those of you in the V.I.B.E series group, those of you in the Wellness Woman group, those of you who are any other groups that are streaming, you have until midnight UK time, or 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, or 6 o'clock Central Standard Time, or 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to make an appointment with us so we can give you this 10% discount and get you started in a program that we know is going to change your life. Transform. I like, wait, change or transform? Which one is it, ladies?
Transform. Change is
Transform.
temporary. Transform is lifestyle and sustainable.
Mhm.
Yes.
I just recently learned that I want to transform. You hear about the change your mindset thing, and I get that. But I just don't want to change it. I want to transform it.
Love it.
Absolutely. Yep.
We're with you.
Okay, we want to transform. Well, ladies, thank you so much. We've been on for a little while, and I just want to thank everybody. Any final words before we go to our wonderful audience here? Someone said, thank you, ladies.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been following this week for all the great questions, the feedback. And also, I want to say thank you to all of you, because I have tuned in every single day religiously to watch your lives, and I've learned so much. So thank you as well.
And I just want to say, listen, ladies, it's your birthright to truly live a life you love. So, jump in. It is an incredible journey. If you've just started it or you're in the middle of it and you need support, this is a great place to come to.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just embody who you are, shine your light, follow your joy, and just keep vibing. Just keep vibing.
Absolutely. And for me, I am so grateful for all of you and for saying yes and working with me. And so grateful to my, I guess in total, about 20,000 women that follow me on Facebook. Thank you for, tuning in and listening and, DMing and letting me know that you've been watching. I hope you will join us on this wonderful vibe journey. Really, it is a journey. And it's not so much about the destination. For me, it's all about the journey and the tools that you learn along the way to your total wellness for your mind, body, and spirit. So thanks so much for tuning in, and we hope to see you again real soon. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Once you've gotten to that point in your 40s and over 40s, you really begin to think, okay, I know there's more out there that I need to be doing, but where do I start? So many of the things that we'll be talking about in each of the programs are based upon things that we ourselves have experienced in our lives. If you're ready to vibe, if you're ready to make some changes and need a little help, a little push, and extra information, inspiration, motivation to get you to where you want to be in 2021, just go to Facebook and type into the search bar V.I.B.E Series Group and join us.